The GBC's second response was even more terse, sharp, and disappointing than the first. Again, Hridayananda replied on behalf of the entire GBC. He wrote that the GBC concluded that my proposal was written in support of what they called Ritvikism. He then, speaking on behalf of the entire GBC, accused me of using the no need of any change argument as a divisive trick to trap the GBC into reducing the function of the ISKCON gurus to become no more than that of Ritvik priests. Therefore, Hridayananda informed me that the GBC considered me to be a Ritvikvadi, a person who supports Ritvikism, as he called it. He declared that my paper was no less than that of a Ritvik paper. What? That was absurd. It was just totally and completely irresponsible on their part. It was just mad. It's crazy. Ritvik? What in the world? I couldn't believe it. I had to question just what on God's earth, or really what in the hell, is wrong with these GBC men? After all, this whole thing started because I had written an article to defeat the Ritvik Ras idea. It was because Tamal Krishna liked that article so much, and he liked my argument so much, that he asked me to continue to write articles for the GBC, to help the GBC. He didn't ask that I only write about the Ritvik Acharya issue. Maybe that's what he thought, but that isn't what he wrote. So I chose to write about how to restore the GBC position to the society, in the society. I was only trying to do the GBC a service that one of their leading members had requested me to perform. I had chosen this topic specifically as to avoid the Ritvik issue. Even though I opposed the Ritvik idea at the time, I had to avoid that topic any further because every time I tried to research it, I was hit with this wall of dark negative feelings. But at the time, I was opposed to the Ritvik idea, and I had just written to defeat it. I most certainly was not trying to divisively trick the GBC. Hridayananda and the GBC had got this 100% totally wrong. For the second time, the GBC fully rejected my proposal. What really got to me was they didn't even enter into any sort of a meaningful discussion about any of the points I had made. They didn't argue one single point in any sort of intellectual or erudite manner. They didn't point out this defect or that defect with my logic. They didn't take issue with any specific detail or point. Rather, they just flatly rejected the entire idea wholesale. That was very disturbing because I'm a deep thinker. I delve into things in a technical detail. I had spent time analyzing the situation and strongly felt that my logic was fully sound. The conclusions were backed up by Srila Prabhupada's own direct and written and verbal instructions. For the GBC to not have debated even a single point I was making was just frustrating. And then on top of this, they had called me a Ritvikvadi, a supporter of Ritvikism. At the time, that was an insult as far as I was concerned. At the time, it was totally false and baseless. The GBC took a very harsh view to those who supported the Ritvik Ras idea. Because of this, there was no way I could just leave it hanging like this. Where they had accused me of being a Ritvik Ras supporter, it was, I wasn't one at that time. So no way was I going to leave it hanging like that. The idea that I had written my proposal as to promote Ritvik, representative system, it's just absurd. I had no choice but to write them a second rebuttal in order to convince them that I was not a Ritvikvadi, as they called it, and to try to get them to see that they had totally misunderstood what my paper was all about. I wanted them to consider and discuss the merits of the points that I had made. And I had to exonerate myself, by labeling me a Ritvik supporter. The GBC had thrown this Ritvik issue squarely right in my face. Oh, geez, wow. Hey, come on. Get this Ritvik issue out of my face. Come on, guys. Come on. Well, hey, jeez, this Ritvik issue is heavy, isn't it? Sheesh. Oh, there. Oh my God, jeez. Come on, get this out. Oh, wow, jeez. Okay.